Hello, fellow Hapsters and replay viewers. We've got a bit of an issue going on that I have to solve, unfortunately. So I am going to be on the phone for a moment. Settle on in. Let's see how long this takes to get everyone over here. But there's also still some stuff that I haven't set up yet. So give me all of 2 minutes and why don't I play the intro video or something again? Not sure. Talk to you in a minute. So, folks, I am not 100% sure where Martin is. So, um, I'm going to start this broadcast alone from the looks of it. So, cheers. No, it's just water. Don't worry. And I don't know where my glasses are. So, I'm going to be doing this partially blind. Oh, my God. How is everyone today? Without my glasses, it's a little difficult to see some things, but it's not impossible. Everyone, let me know. Hang on a sec. Hang on. Trying to figure out where Martin is. He may not be able to join us, guys. He may not be able to get on. Um, he's in a really bad location that does not have any Wi-Fi, and because of that, it is a very blurry signal, and it is a very deteriorated signal. And uh, trying to get his data to clear it up, we've had no luck, and because of that, he may have to skip this one. He was going to finish K9 anyway. I don't know, maybe we'll figure it out. So I'm flying solo, and not all of this is out of my brain. As some of you know, there's been a lot of emotional and physical and metaphysical. There's been a lot in our lives that has gotten in the way of success. And it's very difficult when you've been stuck in that space for a very long time. It is extremely difficult to handle it, where, um, and I don't know where my glasses are and all this other stuff. So it seems that, I was trying to talk about energy earlier on, and part of that talk is along the lines of um, things like this happen. When people get into these positions, things like this happen, and your tech goes awry and nothing happens right. And it takes the longer you're in that, the harder it is to get out of it. So we are both struggling with that. But this is a time to be okay for a convention. He's not going to be at FanExpo with me. So because of that, we're going to have a problem. Hello yet again. One of my biggest supporters. Woohoo! I don't know where my glasses are. Hey, Jedi Senshi, aka Miss Little Katie. I shouldn't put that in front of the house logo. I need to go find my glasses. Can you just tell these wonderful people as they come in and keep typing so they know that I'm not dead? Um, that I am redesigning batteries for this to make them into, to make this into a more common battery situation. It's going to take 6 batteries, but that's okay. And I want to redesign the top. So today I'm working on the Maleficent staff because it's going to be one of the most important things to bring with me to the convention, especially for the production to cosplay panel. So if you can keep at them and remind them of the remember me and everything, I shall return. Oh, I guess I can leave this behind because the signal will go bad. So I will be back. All right. Now I can see. Oh, I see a message that just came in. Oh, hey. Friend sent me a music podcast, but he doesn't say if it's copyright free or not. So I will look at it later. Let's get some music. Copyright free. Oh, right. We discovered that YouTube is a better source. So YouTube. Yay. Oh, that'll work. That's fine. Oh, that's that apparently did that too. Ah, all right. Ah, I need music. Why did it turn off when I went to text? I don't even know where my iPad is. All right, that's just gonna focus. All right. How is everyone? If you'd like to get on, I'd appreciate it. Because having a second voice is also nice, especially if you're someone who does music. Um, part of the problem is a lot of people are on different time zones and stuff. So let's see if we can get some conversation going and some questions. And I don't know if I don't know where my iPad is. That doesn't help. But let's start like this for now. I heard a ding. Oh, what was the ding? Ding. Oh, I see. I can communicate with them through Messenger. Right, act as if I'm just sitting down to eat my supper. That's fine. Signal better not, definitely not clear enough in basement. Better if I put my phone in the window. No. Hang on a sec, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna ask him for a better suggestion. All right, so let's get to focus. All right, so I have to figure out a battery holder. I oven roasted a turkey thigh. Nice. Oh, actually, you know what? I should pour the resin first and then get everything because I've only got the small amount of space. So I'm putting this aside. I'm putting because basically I only have this space, so things are gonna have to come back and forth. So the first thing I want to do is this is one that Martin poured a while ago. Can you guys see it? Yeah, there it is. A while ago, and it wound up with tons of bubbles. And unfortunately, those bubbles are. I don't know if they're because I decided to get these markers instead of the paints because the paints fly like dribble everywhere, and it was difficult to do it because this is the original one. It's got a lot of cracks in it, and it's not the best choice of materials. It did great for its time, but it's giving out. So the thought is to do it as a resin pour, and Martin forgot to put air holes. So it's really bubbly. So I put air holes. So because he forgot to apparently. I don't know if they'll line up or work because I didn't make the original mold, but we can keep our fingers crossed. But the air holes let all the bubbles come out. Basically, the air come out, so you don't get this bubbly. So I've been using this as the experimental one, and the markers work well that they don't dribble everywhere, but they go on super light. So I'm hoping to figure out a way tonight that they don't go on that light. So I'm gonna have to figure this out. Um, Martin was asking me to type the text, and I'm not going to do that because I need to work. So I don't know, folks, what he'll do, but I am not going to make you guys wait any longer. I'm going to get to work. Don't remember how to do this. Um, I'm willing to be on anyone's broadcast that talks about mental health and all that kind of stuff. If I remember correctly, this is the tray to make sure it doesn't get messy. We decided on this even though it's heavier than putting it in a bag, uh, because it's easier to just remove it instead of the bag where you're getting all messy trying to take it out. Looks like the old legs pantyhose holder. Kind of. This was the Easter eggs were the kind of flat on the bottom and curved on top. Semi flat on the bottom. And it's colored on the bottom and clear on the top. Yeah, I took two of the clears and put them together. But the kind of materials it is, one fall and it's cracked. All right, so I'm going to use these cups because, as you can see, it's not very big. So we're not going to need a lot of material. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the weight thing because I've forgotten how to do the math. Hi, Edward. Did you DM me on Instagram? Well, I will have to check it after the broadcast. Is it a request? Am I going to be on your show? That would be awesome. So I have to remember how to do this. Oh, I just put this in front of the half sign again. Bad me. Bad me. Okay. So ratio 100A by 90B by weight. And I don't know how much material Martin used for the half. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. That was just weekend past for, right, I got to zero it. So I got the tray and I got the measuring cup I'm using right in the center there. Um, I'm going to zero it. There, I zeroed it. All right. So I don't know how to do this. This is Martin's specialty. 100A by 90B. So by weight, 100A by 90B. Hmm. Martin seems to have disappeared from communication. I don't know why. Okay, who here is good with this? So if I poured 100A, we'll say 100A this is part A, it says. This is part B. Oh, right, gloves. I need gloves. I'll put gloves on. There we go. Gloves. Katie, would you send Martin a text message and tell him that I have gloves on, or give him a quick call? Tell him I have gloves on, so I have no way to type back to him. You can maths? Oh, good. Tell him that I have no control from this end, and if he wants to be part of this broadcast, like he's supposed to be, He needs to just communicate with me in a way that does not require typing. So this is A. This is 100A. Now we screwed up last time, so let's try not to make the same mistake this time, because that was tough. Oh wow. Okay, pliers. Katie, if you can send that right away, I'd appreciate it. Because for some reason things are not communicating very well. He's trying to communicate by text, and I can't because I've got gloves on now. All right. Oh, here's where I really need a second person, huh? Yeah, I've really gotten to a point where it's just like, I don't want problems, I want solutions. Wasn't that a saying in the 80s? Done. Okay. Oh, it's muggy in here. I'm trying not to turn on the AC in the whole place. Got a fan going in the window, but I don't know how far that'll get me. Okay, this is gonna be a minute. Oh, Martin's calling. Ah, hang on. I guess this is one way of communicating, like the original way.
Yeah, I think so, because the signal down here is way too choppy.
Oh well, then I don't want you using any data because we got to watch it. We've got things to do at the end of this month, and I'm hoping to hand a HAPS broadcast to someone for being at the convention.
Oh, yeah.
So are you do you have your hands free okay that you can still work on K9? It won't be on air, but we really don't have any time because we'll be telling them tomorrow about your special adventure. So are you able to assist me with just voice like this?
I can be your assistant by voice.
Okay, so that means that the guy in the chair. Oh my God. What did we do? We were doing that for a while for something. Well, oh no, it was my drive across country.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I forgot my
Yeah.
I forgot my glasses back in BC, and you used to find my phone to figure out where I was. It cost us $10 a day in data because we were in the States, but or in phone plan, but it was worth it. So yeah, you were the guy. Yeah, I was a fool. You know, drive across country, take a whole week to drive across country, be here for a month, and then fly back to Vancouver, and forgot my glasses, so I couldn't see the directions, and it kept fighting with me because the earpiece I had back then was crap. So it sounds like Martin's going to be invisibly working on K9. I don't know. Can you guys hear him at all?
I'll be the disembodied voice. I guess I'm on speakerphone.
You are on speakerphone, but I've got my hands free on for audio. Okay. This is part A is sealed. So I wish I had a second person here to hold on to the container. Oh,
Are those jugs or are they buckets?
they're the metal the metal container thingies.
Oh, okay.
And of course, I don't want to get the stuff all over me. So I'm trying to crack it bit by bit too to try not to completely dent the lid. Come on. So what do you? Can you describe to us? I don't know if they can hear you, but can you describe to us what you're doing with K9?
Yes, absolutely. So what I'm doing right now, I'm taking some of the masking off from areas that were masked for repainting him earlier this afternoon. Now I am unscrewing the top of the head so I can put the ears back on and reattach his little antenna probe.
Now, are his ears rescuable? Because those were very quickly put together.
They are, yeah. They were a little bent out of shape, but I managed to straighten them out, so they're pretty good right now.
I think I'm going the right way. No. Yes. Righty tighty. Yeah, but is that from below or above?
From above.
No, like. I think I'm going the wrong way. Okay, so I've got it between my legs.
Hold on.
We're not that kind of broadcast? Yeah, okay. Almost. The pliers. Got them in my right hand. I got the container between my knees. Should I be pushing away from me or pulling towards me?
Pulling to open it?
Yes. Fuck, I was doing it the wrong way.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
oh, but I cracked it. I cracked it by doing it the wrong way.
Well, yeah, that can happen sometimes.
There's a ton of powder, though. I'm assuming I should screw this lid back and shake off the powder into the garbage so the powder doesn't wind up in the mix. So since you can't see me, and thank you, Katie, for sending the message out. Martin has to think faster on his feet. He really does. So I'm opening the garbage can to shake off the top. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So where is everyone tonight? Sorry? Shake it more than 3 times you're playing with it. I don't have that part. Okay. So when you made this half, how much of part A did you use? Because I've zeroed the foil with the mixing cup number 1.
Right. It was 100A to 90B, I think is the ratio for that one.
100 to 90. Right. 100A, 90B.
So that would have been 36 of the 8 that I mixed, or that I poured.
So I pour until the number says 36? Is that what you're saying?
On the scale?
Yes. Okay, now that's 36 what on this scale? Because this scale isn't as sensitive as the scale we should be using.
36 grams. Yeah.
Okay, the cup almost full to the top is 34.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, this is obviously not the, and now it's just 32. That's the one thing about the scales. It's very sensitive. Now it's just 34 again. I can try to go right to the very top and just very carefully pick it up later. Now it just says 36. It just bounced to 36. So I am going to, do we have a Kleenex and paper towel right now in this room? Everyone, let's keep in mind that he's just faster at this because this is what he does, and that's why I'm getting him to help. But also, B, he cleaned this room, so I have no idea where anything is.
Yeah.
Martin, cleaned and organized. Katie's going to needle the cat. Yes, from now on, I am wiping things off before putting lids back on, simply because I'm tired of constantly having to use pliers to get lids off.
Yeah.
And this decreases the chance. Now, it's a waste of paper towel, but actually, I should have maybe cut a portion of the paper towel. Bad me. Okay. So I'm putting that on the floor. How is everyone out there? Is there anyone? Is there anybody out there? Oh wow. Okay, I'm very carefully picking it up, putting it off to the side, grabbing an empty cup. So it'll be 90 on the part B. Super mix it like I did the other one.
All you can do is hear.
Ah! Oh, actually, this one opened without needing the pliers. Oh.
It's usually the A that gets crystal in. The B is used for fire.
All right. So what do I do with B? What's the measurement?
So it's 90.
90. Yes, it's 90.
It's 90,
Yes.
100 to 90, right?
Yes.
So, some people did math for me too. So you do 36.
I did 36A.
Okay, so, can you do a calculator? You got clothes on, right?
I have gloves on. Yes. Do you not have a calculator there?
Yeah, I'm looking at my phone, right?
Well, please. I'm standing here on camera with open container in hand,
So,
ready to pour.
36, it's 100 to 90, right? Okay.
Yes.
100 times 90.
Martin's multitasking.
You're looking at, you need 32 of the B.
Now, how did you get that?
So it's 100, like 100% A and 90% B. So you have 36 grams of A. So you divide that by 100 and then multiply it by 90. And it gets 32.4. So you can go 32, 33 and you should be fine.
Ooh. The cup may not hold 32. Oh, I went past. Damn it. Hang on. Let me wipe the opening again. I have to pour a micro bit back in. That's one of the reasons I don't like these containers. I mean, I'm not sure why they're a staple for this kind of thing, but so I have to pour back in a micro amount. Okay, now it's 32 is what I want, right? So it's bouncing between 30 and 32, but I'm not sure I can pour a micro amount back out because I poured a micro amount in. Is that going to make a noticeable difference on this particular product? Nah. Nah, he says. And for the safety of the cats, I am putting both of them back in the box. I'm not leaving them out on the floor because even though I've wiped them, if kitty cats take interest and some gets on their nose, that would be bad. That would be very, very bad. Okay, back in. Back in. All right. So no need to use a cup bigger than we need because, well, why waste it? These little paper Dixie cups are great. Just make sure you're using, make sure you're using them with a material that will not eat through the Dixie cup. Some resins create so much heat so quickly that they literally will eat through the Dixie cup. And you do not want that. So we have our 2-part mold that Martin made and forgot to put little holes in. So, so there's the mold.
Did I do that?
Yes. Yes, you did. So we pour part A in. Make sure you get it all out because you made the effort to measure it. So shake as much as you can out. I didn't shake it more than how many times?
More than 3 times, right? You're playing with it.
That's it? Just 3 times?
3 times.
Okay, what if you're having problems? That's not.
You
That's
should
not.
probably see a doctor.
Can someone please tell me if you can hear Martin okay? I mean, it's important that I hear him, but
But nice if everyone else can too.
mhm. Now I wish I had a way to pour through the holes, but they're really, really tiny. Because that's the ideal way to do it, because then, you're not smushing it, which can create more bubbles. No suggestions, Martin? Yep, okay, good.
Yeah.
Spontaneous combustion.
Yeah, we're not good.
All right. Okay, mixing, 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 mixing.
You're fixing to do some mixing.
Yep. I actually see a lot of bubbles in here that are going nowhere. You would think a crystal clear resin would debubble easier. I'm wondering because we've not worked with this particular product before. So I'm wondering if that's the nature of this particular product, but then Smooth On, why do you call it crystal clear? Are we doing something wrong?
Now, it's always better if we use a vacuum chamber, but we don't have a vacuum chamber, unfortunately.
Now we can make one, but space, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's see if I can tap some air out after the fact. So yes, a lot is pouring through the sides and a lot is pouring through the top. We definitely made too much. So I'm going to wipe where the holes are, just so it's a thin, thin layer, and hopefully we can purge the bubbles. I think if it's less bubbly this time, then we put 2 more holes in, so there will be 4 holes in total, and give it more air escape. Because we're about to find out if your problem was the fact that you didn't make any holes. Well, we'll find out when it's set.
Yeah. What's it say on the cure time?
My hands are covered in stuff, so give me a minute. Technically burping it.
Are you spanking it?
Well, I'm bouncing it up and down on the scale, so I'm bouncy, 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 fun, 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 fun. Most wonderful thing about fingers is I'm the only one.
How much does this thing weigh?
Actually, I think I am confusing the scale. Woohoo! I don't want to touch the scale with the gloves. So I'm just going to turn around and put this. I don't think I have anywhere flat. Well, I guess this table is pretty level, or the scale wouldn't have worked, right?
That's true.
So I'm going to put this over here then and cross my fingers. I guess on a mold like this, the accurate level thing is not as necessary
No.
because the material is pressed up into the space.
Exactly. Takes up every space inside the wall.
Now, if it was a ski hill, well, that'd be something different.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So what was it you inquired about? Oh, right, the box. How long does it? How long does it say?
Oh, yes.
Do not take internally. I really do wonder what people, do to have to put these things on boxes.
Yeah, why do they have to print those rules, those warnings?
It has a pot life of 9 minutes and a cure time of 90 minutes at 23 degrees Celsius.
Of which it probably is.
So I am taking my gloves off. If there's not enough on here, I'll be able to rescue these gloves. But we do it the way we're supposed to. You pull it this way, and then you use the part of the glove, pull it back that way, and that way you never touch any of the stuff that's on the glove. So what's the point of wearing gloves if you wind up touching the product? Ta-da! How is everyone tonight? My apologies for not having music, but Martin wound up on phone because he is having troubles. His data is not getting out of the basement, and we decided that because we're trying to hold on to data for other things this week, well, this month, that he was going to do this through phone. So you guys can't see him working on K9.
I'm currently reattaching all the um, little chiclets on his back box.
Are you using something different this time? We used double-sided tape last time because we were in a rush.
Yeah, actually, the double-sided tape is holding really well.
Oh, okay.
It's just working fine. What we need to do is actually find something different than those chiclets. But for now, until we actually get some lighting into those and get some power, these are good.
All right, and get some lighting. Don't we? Oh, we don't.
And I thought ahead and took a photo of the back box before I pulled all the chiclets off, so I could, tell which chiclets went where.
Well, that's a good idea, but there are more reference pictures somewhere saved, and it's not like it's impossible to find K9. But yes, you're right. That's a quicker, faster way. But
Otherwise, data. Right?
so I did one level. As you can see, this stained glass paint stuff works really well on the piece of paper with white behind it, but it really isn't. So I'm wondering if 2 layers. So I'm experimenting right now, just using this as an experiment. If this works, then yeah. Okay, a second layer does seem to be going on stronger. Now hers have got little like bleedy stuff in it, and I was able to do that with the liquid paints, but the liquid stuff I had to sit there for hours on end just rolling it back and forth to keep it in the space that I wanted it to stay in because curvature. I'm not sure how they did it. I'm actually wondering if they did something along the lines of, they put the stained glass paints or printed out on a see-through material that's fairly flexible and then put it inside, like used a clear vinyl or something like that, and slid it into the ball. Is what I'm thinking they may have done. So of course, it's organic. It doesn't exactly have to be like Maleficent's. The same color palette is good enough. Things like yellow are always difficult colors to get to pop without putting a color behind them. So when you're talking about something clear, the color behind them is a little impossible. Yeah, the yellow is definitely having a hard time. Yeah, yellow may be the troublemaker. Now things like yellow, if there's stuff around it, I can always do the other colors first, and then use the yellow. I think I have some yellow stained glass paints left. The problem with the stained glass paints is they're not as common and they're much more expensive. So to use them in any way, shape, or form than these, like these aren't cheap either. The effect is nice when you're, using this stuff to basically hand do stained glass is beautiful. It works very, very well. See, the orange is coming out just fine too. But it's a yellow.
Reattached his eyepiece, his little sensor probe, his nose laser, now the neck collar thingy is going back on.
So I still haven't seen his paint job, and we were having so many problems getting you on this. I think at some point here, when you decide that everything's done, I'm going to get you to try to get back on at least visually, and then let's take a look at him, just because I want to show off. That or you get your butt in gear
Get my
and
butt in
come
gear.
running back with him. If that accident is done,
I did double check. I mean, the highway still looks like it's a disaster. Um, it still says almost an hour to get home by the highway.
it's a 20-minute drive normally, folks.
Yeah, there was a huge accident eastbound 401. I'm sure anyone else who's in the Toronto area saw the news about that or was affected by it in one way, shape, or form. Mess.
We'll let that sit and dry. Now, I require hot glue gun and soldering iron. So normally I would say, hey, Martin, entertain them. But
I can try.
oh, even I'm choppy. Maybe it's the sudden humidity that's decided to appear.
That's possible. Pretty humid right now.
So everyone's really quiet tonight. Tonight and tomorrow, because the end of tomorrow will be the cutoff for the actual getting your names or your loved ones' names into the Remember Me. I am still waiting for people to send me stories. Actually, Martin, you tell them while I go grab soldering station and get hot glue gun plugged in. Shall you?
I can do that. Yeah.
Okay, please.
At least $5 in awards. We're doing this by awards this time, not by sponsorships. Anyone who submitted more than $5 in awards since
$5 of last month's sponsorships.
or last month's sponsorships.
The end of the month. It's
That's true. So we do have a list. We have a posting a few posts back a few days ago as to who is contributed. Sorry, pardon me. I'm just kind of stretching across the dog here, trying to get him connected up. So those who have contributed, we're still waiting for a few people to present their names of people who they want. We've got until midnight tomorrow night. Come on, T9, behave.
Midnight Eastern.
Yeah, midnight Eastern. It's great when we're both multitasking and trying to say the same.
Yeah, well,
But yeah, so those who are eligible, who are on that list, submit the name, one name for every $5 that you contributed of somebody in your life who has passed away that you hold dear, whether it's friend, family member, a pet, a teacher, a mentor, anyone. And a little anecdote or a little story about what that person means to you, who they were in your life, etc. And you will read it on air during the Remember Me broadcast on November 1st.
oh, of course, the extension cord you plugged in is one of those 2 prongs. So I went and
Oh,
dug it
no.
out,
And the soldering iron is a 3-prong. Will it reach the power bar on the wooden shelving?
Nope. Or, oh, I see where you're talking. Kind of. Well, hold on.
Kind of?
Is this an extension cord plugged into the power bar on the shelving? It is. Please be a 3. It's a 2.
It's 2 as well. We have a lot of those 2s because they're short, right? And they're convenient for being short.
Okay.
Not very convenient for having a ground.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try pulling this over here. That may or may not be on. And I'll put the hot glue gun into this one. The high temp glue gun. I love my high temp glue guns. Ta-da! And then I'm going to put a piece of paper underneath the high temp glue gun. doesn't make a mess of everything. I do forget to do that sometimes. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Soldering iron is on. I'm just going to use some of my drinking water to make the little sponges wet because, well, I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's time for new sponges.
They are getting a little worn out, yeah.
Ah!
Huh?
Freaking hell. Well, I should put my hands-free back on my head. Because I dropped it when I walked away from camera and put it next to you. There we go. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. We okay? We okay? So I'm just going to... I put too much water, so I'm just going to use the spongy to soak it up because, well, spongy.
So now his head is reattached, added a little counterweight inside the body to keep the head from slumping forward. Poor canine, we don't want him to be constantly looking at the floor.
No, we don't. We want him to be proud, dignified.
Proud.
Not loud, he doesn't have his voice yet.
That's true.
These are pieces of cork for the ends. Knife. I'm going to cut these corks shorter because they don't need to be this big. I still have to kind of figure out how to mount them. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Not that kind of Broncos. Hard thing with cork is as you're trying to cut it, it seals itself. So you can't see where you cut. Yeah, we don't need the whole cork. Now cork, as well, folks, is on the endangered list. Not just monarchs, not just animals. There are plants on the endangered list, which I still have a hard time accepting as a reality because it's just.
I guess it's possible, you know.
So I would rather be using the artificial cork for this process, but we have cork left over from other projects. So my intention is to use it up. Yeah, cork trees are on the endangered list. I mean, wow.
What are all those wine drinkers going to do?
Well, there's that artificial cork now that they use.
That's right, yeah.
I don't know what it's made out of. Hopefully not corks, because that would kind of.
And some kind of urethane foam, actually.
Okay, so there's those two. Yep. Yep. Hey, who's out there? Okay, so 6, huh? 6. I should have grabbed 6 batteries. Da-dee-dee. Martin, they won't be able to hear you for a moment. Now I'm back, so they will be. Yay. So this is off of one of those toy space wand lightsaber thingies. So my thought is to use this for the battery holder. The trick now is to cut its tip off. Gentlemen, don't look. Oh, such an evil laugh. Ha ha! That's blah ha ha. This little knife, I think, is too dull. Now maybe I'll try poke and cut. Poke and cut. Poke into it so there's a hole, and then cut. As opposed to trying to saw like a saw. So what other things can we think of that is an action and an item? A screw. Screw.
This is like a wordplay game.
Yeah, why not? These are the kind of things we do when we're doing long drives and trying to stay awake.
Keep the brain from vegetating.
That's right. Well, that didn't get us far. What else?
Peel.
Peel?
Peel, yeah. Banana peel.
Oh.
Peel a banana.
That's true. That's true. Peel. What else?
Feel. Go for writing.
What? Seal. As in the animal? Or
as in the animal, or in the little ring that seals a bottle or whatever, right?
okay.
Or to the act of sealing something.
That's true. That's true. Which is different from sealing.
That's right. Which is you can't sealing something.
Are you sure?
Are we ever?
Nope. That's why we're so special. So I'm going to turn this lamp around. So because it's a round surface, which means it's hard to put a ruler on, we've got this lovely cutting board that has a line. So I'm just going to hold it over top like this. And from the top. Of course, it's kind of freehand. Usually when we do these things, they're not perfect anyway. There we go. Now here it gets a little too wide to be in the staff. So, and this, there's no point in struggling with a knife. It's thin enough and flexible enough to just cut through it. So now once it also gets in the staff walls on the inside will support it to a certain degree. So the material doesn't have to be as hard formed or plastic formed or as solid. And again, if you wind up being a customer, because we are going to try to provide, like we're going to try to get up on the store in the next little while, convention friendly staffs, which these are. They're soft and they're
using plastic tubing instead of actual wood or metal for the bowl.
And make it look like wood or metal.
Which Christina is awesome at.
Thank you. What do you want?
Always comes down to that question, doesn't it?
Yep, I grew up that way.
Yeah, with your family.
Let's not remind me, please. That would be nice.
Over.
I wonder. No. Well, that looks about even. It's even enough. Now, if we were making, trust me, folks, it would be a lot more accurate. And but this is more an experimental process. I just saw Pippin leave the room. Did you? I wonder where he was. Katie said she just saw Pippin leave the room.
Oh, he's just not dealing anymore.
Nope.
I don't know his problems.
He has problems of a type none of us can understand. He is a cat, after all. Come on, Haps. I want a catastrophe award.
Catastrophe award, yeah.
Cat, C-A-T, ass, A-S-S, tro, T-R-O-P-H-Y, trophy. So it'll be a cat ass trophy.
Yeah.
All right. You see, we have to fit 6 double A's, so I'm going to pull out 6 double A's. 4, 5, 6. So, one, I'm just going to do a quick eyeball measurement because it's a lot easier when it's like this. 3, 4, 5. Now 6 puts it just a little longer. So what I'm going to do is somehow, because I don't know what glue will hold this, somehow glue the two of them together. Yeah. I don't want to use hot glue because it'll take up physical space. So what do you think, Martin, with these plastics?
That's a good question. You could try the Gorilla Glue. Might be our best bet.
I can slide the one a tiny bit inside. They are thin enough. Gorilla Glue. How is everyone tonight? I unfortunately do not have Martin visually or music. That's right. I thought to see if Michelle's around. Is Jan not on at this hour because she's in another country? Still fine. Had a good time out shopping with my sister today. Nice. How is your sister doing? And Martin, how are you doing over there with K9?
Doing good. The dog and I are getting along.
She's good. Nice.
Head and everything reattached. I think all of his components are now reattached. He's in pit bull mode right now as his tail has been retracted. That little short stubby tail.
Good dog.
Good. Sit, can I sit? Good dog.
Sit, Ubu, sit.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I'm holding this straight. She says as she jiggles a bit.
She what?
Jiggles the plastics. Now my concern with this is that everything has to be tight enough to be in, and because it's gradual. Oh, that's the sound of remote control starting up. That's the sound of a dog. Oh, that's such a familiar sound. I want to see Kenine. I want to see my boy.
Right now, it's just his undercarriage moving around, testing out the battery. That's good. So I gave the battery a nice, good boost charge.
Oh, goody.
And yeah, well, you'll have the charger at the convention in case it's needed.
All right. I'm getting excited for next weekend. Cool. Good, good, good.
Always good.
Yeah, it's unfortunate Martin won't be there, but yeah, because it's the first convention back. But mental health is a little more important. Well, hopefully, Martin, you can afford it. The time and the money to come back for things like Halloween and stuff. Because Stefan,
Oh yeah.
I can't envision putting.
You'd like your nemesis, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, my God, I love it when you call me a harpy. Couples should fight virtually and fake more often.
That's right. Oh, wait, before I do that, stick down this antenna inside. I noticed earlier when I was trying to test it, the antenna almost got caught up in one of the sprockets. No, you don't want that.
No, oh no. I'm gonna let the glue dry.
What's that?
I'm gonna let the glue dry. This is a big difference between Martin and I too. He would be sitting here with a measuring tape and or a ruler, and he'd be measuring each of these batteries and doing all that math. And I would be, and whereas me, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna lay them all down. I'm gonna make a mark where they are. I'm gonna cut a little bit inside it, and then just that's it. So unfortunately, the best way we can get contacts is to steal it off of these little battery packs. Some of you have been asking too about that, and I'm very grateful for you guys asking what we need or what can we use. Things like this. If you have toys or stuff that are falling apart, and it actually has a battery pack like this inside, we can always use it. Because even if the battery shell is broken or destroyed or whatever, um, as long as the spring and the little contacts are intact, they're very handy for us. Oh, hello! Hey, Mark! Hang on, let me get you on camera. It's a shame Martin's only audio because we're having problems in the basement he's presently working in. He's not getting a signal at all, and he's using his data. So he's on the phone with me, you know, um, working on our dog on the canine on our robotic dog while I'm attempting to make a new Maleficent staff because this one is dead. Um, it's been well loved. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so sorry. I've been meaning to connect with you to figure out a time to do a broadcast together. I saw your email come in and wanted to just pop in and say hi. I unfortunately have been absolutely buried and I don't have a ton of time, but I definitely wanted
Oh, that's fine.
to come say hi. How are you guys doing?
We're doing okay. There's a lot of changes in our life. Martin's going to be. I'm going to be taking him to Ottawa tomorrow, which is still in Ontario, so he can still have the same medical system and stuff. But he's going to go be in Ottawa and work out of there for a little while and be able to get a place at a better price. And basically, it's no embarrassment, folks. There are people in the world who are just too spoiled, and he's more than willing to admit to it. to a point where they've forgotten how to actually live. They don't know how to be adults. So what we're doing for his mental health is he's going to go have a job in Ottawa for a little while, an apartment in Ottawa, where it's cheaper to live, where he can explore his own self, and then he'll leave me here to do the same here, and he'll come back on bus for events and stuff like that. So it's going to make it a challenge, but it's going to be good and healthy for both of us. So we're trying our best tonight and into the morning through the night to get everything done for the first convention back in 3 years, which is FanExpo, which
Amazing.
is coming up 2 weekends from now. Yeah, so it's gonna be weird being there with volunteers helping me out because Maleficent's wings don't just kind of go on my back on their own. It takes another person. Um, but instead of him. But I think he's got mixed feelings about not being at this one. But Martin, are you going to be back for Halloween, right?
Yes, that's the plan.
Yes, that's the plan, he says. Which means you'll also be here for the Remember Me on November 1st. Yay! So he'll be here for that, and then he'll be going back to his program in Ottawa. So he's going to be living in our nation's capital for a few months, and it's boring as all hell. Our capital is
Yeah,
boring. Well,
that is a
it's all
that
old
is a
buildings and
huge change.
politicians.
It's not like
Well,
Washington with all
he
the
grew up on a farm mostly in a small town. So what we're doing is we're basically giving him his time to reset his brain and
Nice.
find himself again. Yeah, yeah. So we're hoping,
I'm
we're
all
hoping
for
from the
that.
Habs community. You're all for that?
I'm all
Well,
for that.
you know,
I think I think that's such a look. I think all of us need a chance to disconnect every now and again, and just kind of reground ourselves.
right,
So
right.
I I I'm a big believer in that. I try to do that out on the ocean. That's where I find my
Wow.
my centering spot. So
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to do that in ages. For me, I was down in California for about a month and a bit back in '99, and I went down and did a course and everything, performance, because it was a program where they were trying to use actors from different countries to kind of help inner city kids express themselves. So by using the actors as teachers, but they had to put us through this course first, and then they decided that it wasn't going to work. I don't know why not. We were having a great time,
hmm,
but it because it was 1999, we didn't have cell phones and free, internet and stuff like that. So you had to be on your own. You had to figure out how each day to survive without the other person. And he would call me like once a week because that's all we could afford. And it was great. It was great being without him or anyone else from up here. And it was great being around people who I'd never been around before. And it does reset your brain. It really does. Give your head a chance to go, okay, who am I? What am
well,
I
I mean,
about?
they always say that you have to be complete and whole within yourself before you can be in a relationship with anybody else, right? So
Definitely.
I think that's where it all
Yeah.
starts from.
But yeah, we're trying to get more cosplayers over to Haps because I think we can, share more as a cosplay community or more geeks. I remember a time on Periscope where Marvel Comics was on Periscope and Fox was on Periscope and all the big Comic Cons were on Periscope, and they petered out because they found it was difficult for them to get people to broadcast. So I'm cleverly trying to figure out ways to get them to come on to Haps because I think it would be easier for them to be here. So I'm working on them, Mark. I'm working on them.
Well, I know you sent me an email, Christina. I've been, as I said, buried this week, but certainly something that we want to discuss and try and figure out how we can help you with that for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
and just, I mean, I really like being here, and I know Martin does. It's unfortunate that he can't see or hear you right now because he's got no plan in the basement he's in, but yeah, he'll look at this later on and go, "That's what I missed out." Oh, but I really like Haps, and I'm really satisfied with the app and watching it grow. For me, any little issues or problems or whatever are just growing pains. And I remember other apps growing pains. And I just love the community here and the people here. It's just, you guys have been awesome to us. You've been always supportive. You've been patient. You've been I love you guys.
Well,
I
the
really
feeling
do.
is 1,000% mutual. We love you guys. We think what you do is incredibly creative and fascinating and fun to be a part of. And
Mhm.
as far as the platform goes, I couldn't agree with you more. I love the community that's on here, and um, you know, it's been a frustrating thing for me the last few months because we've been kind of hunkered down on our own, really working on some pretty major things that will start
Nice.
to reveal themselves here in short order. But it's meant that we haven't been as active and as present in the community, and that you guys haven't been seeing the fruits of all the work that we're doing. But I think in short order here you'll start to understand what's been going on, and hopefully you'll be as excited about it as we are. So
You never pick the fruit from the tree until it's ripe.
well
So I
said.
will I will
Well
wait
said.
for that fruit to ripen just so I can have a juicy taste.
I love that. I love that. Well, we're excited. It can't come soon enough for me. So
Well, if you guys get a chance, the convention will be the 22nd and to the 24th. It's the Friday to the Sunday, and I'm hoping to find an extra volunteer. If there's anyone local who wants to come out and volunteer to kind of run my HAPS broadcast, so that we can get some shots and some video at the convention. It's going to be weird because there's a lot of COVID rules, but
yeah.
it's nice to get back to the cons.
Where is it
It
being
really
held?
is. Well, here in Toronto, we can't go over the border
Nice.
yet, unfortunately.
Nice.
So we're missing all the ones in the States, and a lot of the conventions have already told what they're called sub guests. Martin and I are what's usually referred to as sub guests, which means we're not the big names, but we're valuable to the programming. Usually they pay our way and we get a tiny honorarium, which is no big deal. But no one's able to do that because of COVID. So most
Hmm.
of us are going to be staying close to home because no one can afford to pay for our hotel right now. No one can afford to pay for our gas. Getting over the
Oh,
border is a pain. So it's
that's a
kind of like
bummer.
going all the way
That
back.
changes the
It
experience
is.
so much.
It
Like
it
I'm
it
sure
does.
part of the fun of it is staying together and the camaraderie of all being together. Um,
Yeah, but Mark, in the 80s when I started doing conventions, 1984 was my first convention. It was a small Doctor Who convention, and it just my life has grown and grown and grown within the fan circuit, over the years. But when I started, I had to scrape together funds. I always volunteered or competed so that I would have like free entry. But that's all I got. Everything else I had to cover myself. There would be 12 of us in a room so that we could afford to have a hotel room. So
Amazing.
it's a sidestep, but it's kind of like going back to the 80s where
Yeah.
you're just relying on each other to have whatever little corner you can have and then hope that everything gets better because if everything goes well in the next year or two, I see us getting back to it as they financially recover. And before we know it, our way will get paid again. I hope. I please,
Yeah.
please, please, universe, hear me.
Yeah. I feel confident that we're headed in the right direction for sure. So I'm sure it'll feel good to just see everybody again after all of this time and start to reconnect. And
Yeah.
hopefully this will all
Well,
be a memory in not too long.
they sent us a they sent us a note the other day. The latest regulation put on them is they're not allowed to have seats in the panel rooms. So our audience will be standing and
Oh
X
my
number of
God.
feet apart. And I'm like, oh boy. I get this strange
That
feeling people are going to be finding me a lot outside to ask questions because they couldn't get into the panel room. So
yeah.
instead of having an audience of about 3 or 4,000, we're going to have an audience of maybe 500. It's just like, oh boy. But if that's what the COVID regulations say, then we're just going to smile and we're
Three
going to
or
make it
four
very
thousand.
special for those.
3 or 4 thousand's a
I'm
lot of
used,
people. That's
yeah.
impressive. That's
Martin and I, Martin and I are used to about panel rooms where there's about anywhere between 2 to 4,000. We used to
wow.
do murder mysteries with our team back down in Seattle, and our audiences ranged from about 600 was a small audience and 1,000 was a large one for the murder mysteries. Because anything bigger than that, there's no way we can have people guessing who the murderer is.
That's
Um,
amazing.
and yeah, we did a Game of Thrones thing back then. We did. There's a lot we did, and coming across country just before the first COVID lockdown. Like it's not like we saw it coming. Um, really has done damage. We haven't been able to rebuild a new team or anything. So we have to be patient, but I would love to get back to that. I would love to like either find a sponsor or we'd love to have a co-producer. Like I mean, we have this online store and we've never ever run an online store before and we're trying to do our art for a cosplay customer as opposed to cosplay audience. And it's weird for Martin and I. We're used to throwing something together for production. If it breaks, you hop down there, you have a representative wherever it is, that it gets fixed. It goes to camera, it gets its shot done, and it usually gets pulled apart for something else in the garbage or in part of someone's collection. We're not used to building something for another cosplayer who we don't know that might destroy it because they treat their stuff differently than we treat our stuff. So it's a whole new world for us, and it's just yeah, we're hoping that when we can get through what we're getting through right now, we're hoping to be able to find like either a third member of the company or someone to take care of the online store and do our paperwork, which makes us cry on a daily basis. We're artists. We are not corporate types. We're artists.
You have no idea how many artists I hear that from. It's just it's like a
Oh
common
my God.
theme for sure.
When people say to
Christina,
me if I
I'm
won the
so
lottery, what would I
sorry.
do? That's what I do.
I'm
All
so
right. No, that's
sorry.
fine, Mark. I'm happy you dropped in.
I'm gonna
Thank you
have to
so
run.
much.
I just want to say hi. Such incredible
My
people
glue
have
dried.
stopped
Timing's good.
by and are in the chat. Like and I just haven't had a chance to say hi to everybody, but I wanted to say hi to Winnie and to Chris and to Helen and to John. I think Lisa was in here. Carrie, I see. It's just amazing to see everybody. So
And I,
it's
I
great
love
to
I love sharing notes with people who are fellow artists too. It's just fun.
it's cool.
Well, thank
It's
you,
cool,
Mark.
and we need to support each other more that way for sure.
Well, you know where to
Anyways,
find me.
we will connect, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to see and hear Martin, but please give him my best, and I hope the next few weeks and next few months work out really well in the end. So,
You should be back on better Wi-Fi soon.
well,
Thank you,
I,
Mark.
all right. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great evening.
You too.
Ciao.
Bye. Yay. So we'll pop them out. I'm sorry I didn't look at the comments because I don't have one of Martin's devices here, and my phone is presently being used for Martin to be on the just the phone, unfortunately, because the Wi-Fi where he is not operational, and he doesn't seem to be able to get his data to function through the layers of basement. But but yes, so I didn't get a chance to look over at the comments. I'm hoping everyone is still here. Let me go on back. Martin, I know you can hear me. I'm sorry you couldn't hear Mark, but you can always watch the replay when you're back on Wi-Fi. Um, so we've got some great remarks here. Um, Jedi Senshi, I'll help, but I still want to see stuff. Imagine Bill Shatner's chat after his trip. I know, and I can't afford to be in there. Lenny, hello, 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 hello. Hi, Mark. Nice to see you again. Thank you, guys. There's Mark. Yep, I hope all is well. Loving the app as always. Yes, that's why we're here. That's why. Hey, Miss Beautiful, John is back. Hi, John. Thank you so much. And I did mean what I said earlier about using Ms. because it's no indication of marriage or not marriage. It's my favorite way to address a woman. Chris Gales. Oh my God, Chris Gales. Hi. I had music playing off my phone, and I wish it was yours, but Martin had to call in so that he can verbally kind of be part of this broadcast. And Martin, by the way, are you done, K9?
I finished K9.
How long is your trip home now? Like how much of the accident is gone? Because if so, maybe you can get your butt back here and join the rest of this while I go through. Helen. Hi, Helen.
Everyone's joining all of a sudden. This is awesome.
I hope you've sent her check in the postmark. Oh yeah, and then that's oh my God, well, I'll ask them again on email. But the Remember Me today and tomorrow are the last days that anyone can contribute $5 through awards to the Remember Me, um, because we're gonna have to start gathering things together like stories of the people who you want to be honored, etc., etc. But yeah, I'm hoping that HAPS can either pre-release the money from you guys so we can put it right to the Monarchs, or no matter what, the money's going to come out of somewhere. It's just we'll have the budget really tight. But no matter what, we want money to go to the Monarchs. Hey, if HAPS wants to do one-to-one, that's great. The number of adoptions that we can do, it's $60 a Monarch adoption. So why would I? What an odd thing to say. I didn't see what did Carrie say? Did I can't see any remarks from Carrie. Helen, I don't see any remarks from Carrie. So I'm wondering what was said. If you want, Helen, you can send me a screen cap of it. That would be great. I don't know if that's someone I blocked or something happened or did they delete the remarks, but I don't see any remarks from Carrie. No politics, no crap. Um, but I would love to have a screen capture. Thanks, 306 consecutive days on house. Woo! That's a lot. Jenny said yes, the Metro Convention Center here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Hello, Lisa. It does sound like fun. It's going to be really weird though because it's going to be like we're used to conventions that are like a small convention when Martin and I started doing conventions was about 4,000 tops, and a large convention was about 8,000. Now a small convention, when we're not talking little community conventions, a small convention is usually about 70,000, and a large convention is like something like Dragon Con, is about 200,000 plus. So it's weird to know that FanExpo, that is usually around the range of about 75 to 150,000, this year is only going to be 40,000. It's gonna be so yeah. So we're probably gonna get more attention outside as cosplayers because they can't control how many people are in the park. They can only control how many people can come into the building. So, and the overpasses and all the easy stairwells. So, because the convention center is huge, so they've spread everything out. So yeah, to be used to an audience of about 5,000 people for just one of our panels to maybe getting 800 if I'm lucky, and Martin not being there, it's going to be so surreal. I've asked a number of friends, even if it's a small bit of help, whether or not they've paid or whether or not they're going to come on one of my passes, to help me, because some of these things are not good alone. Like things like the Maleficent wings, you don't. You can't get them on yourself. You can't. You can't. So it's going to be a very surreal weekend, but I'm hoping to bring some of it to you guys. I really am. I'm going to keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Everyone's saying hi to each other. You're awesome. Nice to have you back on, Mark. Can't wait to see what's coming. Way to go, Car Hunger. How am I? Scared. What Martin's having to do is very much for his mental health. There are people who don't agree with it because they insist that a woman's a problem, et cetera, et cetera. So we've been dealing with that. And we're trying to keep the company together. Well, he's going to be in a different city altogether. But it was decided that we need to bring him back to his small town roots, so to speak, and there's no possibility of even a part-time job for him in Brantford, which is where he comes from. And there's really no housing left in Brantford. But Ottawa, our nation's capital, keeps him in the medical system, keeps him with the same people that have been helping him, and gives him an opportunity to be an independent adult, which he never has. He moved straight from his parents to me. And we're very hopeful that this will be the way to get his juices back, so to speak. So he's going to have to do his part in the company from another city altogether, and he's going to have to take like a what is it, Martin? It's like a $50 bus ride back here.
Something like that, yeah.
So $50 each way. So he's going to pick and choose. He's going to be back. The plan is he's going to be back for Halloween and the Remember Me on November 1st. And he's going to be back for Christmas. Maybe something else in between. We don't know yet. But we're taking deep breaths. We're making it all work. Mental health is important. Our happiness is important. And we want to be in a position like we were about 15 years ago, where we were both proud to bring our art to the world. Neither one of us really is looking at getting back into the entertainment industry as prop makers because of the way things have been going. It's way too stressful. We now want to build for cosplayers or people who just go above and beyond for Halloween, or we want to build for you guys because it's a whole different challenge. And we desperately want someone to handle the online store because we have no idea what we're doing. Why is Martin in the basement? He's over with K9 finishing him off, and we were going to have him as half screen, but it's a friend's basement we're using because it's extra space that we don't have here. So we can get more done if the two of us are building in two separate locations. But they lost their Wi Fi. So his data on his phone, because he's got an older iPhone, is not getting through the building. So, yay, Lisa, thank you for the one award. Lisa has now contributed 10 cents, two awards, two awards and one heart. Thank you. Two awards to Remember Me. Anyone who gets an award up until tomorrow means your name goes into a draw for the Remember Me. All money from what we've accumulated will go to the World Wildlife Fund, and it costs $60 to adopt a monarch butterfly because they're on the endangered list. So we'll be doing the broadcast during the Day of the Dead. If you can do up to $5 by tomorrow night worth of awards, then we give you the opportunity to give us the name of someone who is passed, and then they get written on these little cards here. And either you can come on and talk about that person or pet or whatever, or send us something, please, to read. If we don't have enough stories, we're okay with that. We will do a little more extra research so we can tell you Day of the Dead stories and introduce you guys to the magic of monarch butterflies and see if we can do our part in helping save them from extinction. So what the prize will be this time is there's an award package that comes with the adoption. So when we do the adoption, we'll put your name and address as the award package, and you'll get the three plush monarchs. You'll get the certificate. You'll basically get the thank you package as the prize this time. So this time we're not building a prize. This time we're so if you any amount means you get put into the draw. $5 means you're part of the Remember Me. So I'm gonna scroll a little bit. Talk might be online later. Okay. What are you doing? Yay! Good, thanks. Just slowly dipping my toe back in the water, slowly on halves. Oh, Helen, did you go away? Well, welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, she left. It asked if I had lost any weight. Well, of course you did when the person left. Don't you know when a troll leaves, you lose weight? That's how it works, isn't it? That's a tremendous. That's right. Martin's right. That's tremendous weight off our shoulders. I feel like he's like a devil or an angel on my shoulder talking. You know, really do. So, what's your status, Martin? Thank you, Helen, for the great night. Dip that toe, you will be up to your knees in no time. It's not the knees we're worried about, it's the nose. You got to be able to breathe. How long's the bus take? He's got the car. It'll take a half an hour. Okay, that means the accident is gone.
Yeah, it still looks like there's a problem there, so they're probably doing cleanup. And there's some construction on the eastbound.
Well, the sooner you get back here, the sooner you can help me with this stuff. I mean, I don't mind sharing the workload.
Okay, just doing one last check.
So, of course, if this idea works, what we would be doing for a customer is a much more solid design. Um, and that's dry now. I am so happy to have seen Mark on with us. That's great. And it's a shame Martin wasn't here as well, but he is in spirit. Oh, he's not dead. Anyone who just heard that, he's not dead. It's just so because of the type of battery we've been using, we realized I don't even know where it went. The types of batteries we've been using are very particular. They last for a very long period of time with these types of LEDs. So what we're doing is we're taking advantage of the fact that I will be at a convention with a lot of these props to experiment and test and try out something that is better for you guys because the batteries we use usually cost about $20 each and anywhere between $6 to $20 depending on which one. And they're slender, they're skinny, they're usually used for things like remote control cars, airplanes, things like that. And we love them because they last a long time and they keep their power. The unfortunate thing is when they die, they die. They will never recharge again. So I'm going to use this opportunity of being at the convention to do a design with batteries. Now, the LED we use in this sucker is going to take 6 of these, which is why we usually use the other batteries. So we're not going to reconsider different LEDs, which will probably take less than 6, until we've tried it this way. So I'm going to completely charge 6 rechargeable. We want to try to use rechargeables because we're trying to encourage people to do that. And charge 6 rechargeables in order to test this theory and run the Maleficent staff for as long as I can. So, like, I'll turn it on and off. If by the end of the weekend there's still power in it, I'll turn it on. I'll leave it going. Um, I want to see how long it takes to kill batteries that can be killed and be recharged at the same time, which is basically the standard rechargeable battery. So I'm realizing with the length of 6 and the fact that this is flexible to a certain degree, it won't be flexible once it's in the staff. However, it's getting it in the staff is the problem. So I'm looking at the length of this and I'm thinking 3 and 1/2 and 3 and the other 1/2. I have plenty of material left here. So what I'm going to do is put rings over where the joints of the batteries are to keep the batteries from falling out as I try to put them in the staff. So I'm going to sit here. Yeah. And if this works, if we can get some good life out of 6 batteries and you guys are willing to do it that way, um, then we'll actually make a casing that's proper, maybe 3D print one that works. But just for now, we're doing it this way so that we can test. So this is now our research and development version, the prototype. So it can be marked up and made a mess of as much as we wanted to. And we also want to make sure our costs are reasonable. A lot of people are looking at our wings right now and going, "Oh my God, $800 for that style! I can't afford that." And then someone else comes along and goes, "I can't afford it, but it's worth the price tag." So it's there's a lot of mixed feelings. And as artists, we're not used to pricing ourselves this way. We're used to working for productions where you don't think about this. You just know how much you're paying, getting paid per hour, and that's it. Martin, yo, Jazzy says, what are you making? Well, this is we want to start promoting these online. We want to start selling these. This is the first version. It worked out really well, but there are things that we want to change for customers. But this is my Maleficent staff, where's the and this top piece has cracked so many times, and we experimented so many times. So we're gonna change to make this permanent as opposed to a magnet, and because we won't need it to come off, the LED should not burn out. But this is my Maleficent staff, and I'm experimenting with stained glass markers instead of stained glass paint because the paint you have to kind of keep swishing it and doing it in small sections. I love the effect of the paint, but it takes too much to work on. So we're changing the materials for the top. So it's a material that doesn't break. I mean, this is mine. I'm careful with it. I know what it is. But if I'm selling it to another cosplayer, I don't know what their stories are going to be. So um, want to change this and want to change the way the batteries are handled. They still go up the shaft, which is dirty, which means we're not that kind of broadcast. Um, but yeah, I want to keep the design of the staff itself though, because this isn't wood. The biggest problem cosplayers have at conventions is that they keep getting their stuff confiscated. because it's wood or it's metal. And doing it this way with the kind of materials we use, you can see it's worn out where the button is, but that's easy to fix. I can even send little instructions as to how to get the different levels of color back in. But this has never been taken away from me because we make it with a flexible material. So it's soft. The whole thing is soft. So it's a much more convention friendly design. So we want to get these up on the store and see how people, but I want to make sure it's perfect. I'm willing to accept a lot of crap, but I don't want to do that to you guys. Just that's wrong.
Hey, Christina.
What?
I should.
JB Weld. JB Weld.
I should. Maybe, well, yeah, that's another option too. We've never really used it.
We've never used
I
JB
should
Weld.
sign
Yeah.
off here
You should sign off.
because I should use the map app and
Make sure you
that's just
avoid
how it
any
is. Yeah.
of the
So
accident
avoid
residual.
any issues. Yeah. And if I'm on the call with you, all I'm going to get is that every time there's a change of direction, and I won't be able to tell what it's talking about.
All righty then. Martin, get your
Okay. So I should see you all
butt
in
back
about
to the
half an hour.
workspace. Okay.
Okay.
Bye bye, Martin.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. Yeah, I've never used JB Weld. I've heard a lot of good stuff about it, but we've been trying to figure out our budgets and trying to keep things at a level that we can make a little money. We're never going to get what we did as prop makers for productions, but things have gotten really unpredictable and difficult when it comes to productions. So we're going to walk away from productions for a little while and see if we can focus back into the convention circuit and building for others. I'm a huge fan of Gorilla anything, Gorilla Glue, Gorilla Tape, Gorilla. I'm a huge fan of Gorilla anything, and I use this stuff like I mean, if they wanted someone, to be their spokesperson within the cosplay community, I am right here. We used to use a lot of was it E3000 or something like that, or 6000? I can't remember now. That's how long it's been since I've used it. And we used to swear by it at every panel, but it doesn't set as fast and it doesn't bond as well. And we use a lot of resin bond as well for things like ABS, um, Lexan, things like that. I have almost glued my fingers together a number of times with this stuff. I'm gonna try not to do this so today. Just don't use it on one's hair. Oh, were you the one that told me about the woman who used the Gorilla spray glue on her hair? What the hell, lady? But didn't she wind up like making a fortune on that? I mean, okay, I'm all for taking mistakes and you know turning them into something good and experimental, but damn it, damn it! I don't want glue on battery. I don't want glue on battery. So I'm also using the rechargeables because they are physically tiny microbits smaller. So if I want to make this a tight fit for rechargeables or full ones, then I have to use the. Now the thing is, when we teach people how to do things, we use a lot of the same materials we use when we're working for productions. We tried when we were on Periscope. Someone had asked us to do a broadcast using what is it called? Damn it, I don't like this stuff so much I keep forgetting what it's called. Everyone uses it for cosplay. It's like that fibrous stuff that molds with heat. Oh my god, I've forgotten. Everyone Warbler. Everyone loves the stuff. I can't stand it. It would never hold up to production standards. Never. I've seen parts of car engines held together with JB Weld. It's not that expensive. Yeah, but where? In the States or here? Right? Like, I got to be careful. We have different pricing for particular types of products. Glues and spray paints are the worst when it comes to pricing. I mean, just the worst. um, and the taxes and the environmental fees. And so a lot of our products up here, it's crazy. Now, that's why I'm waiting for the border to open up because I miss popping over the border and just buying whatever I want to buy. So I'm basically right now just putting plastic at the joints. It'll be a 3D printed holder. And of course, I have to be careful with the fact that we have cats here. Um, Cats who have access to our workspace. So there's a lot of things either we don't do here or we make sure. I know not any glue is cat friendly. Um, that's something I'll have to remember. $5 here. Okay, well, hang on. JB Weld. For what size? And what's its drying time? A small, how small is that? 2 ounce. 2 ounce size of JB Weld. For us here in Canada, it's a 2 ounce, is $14.16 plus tax. So once you add, I'm in Ontario, so it's 15% tax. Yeah, you're spending almost $20. And it's a two-part epoxy, whereas this is just one. We do use, I don't remember which two-part epoxy we use. Sometimes we're trying to get things fast done, or we're experimenting. This is a far sight cheaper. The Fool of a Two Cat, yeah, yes, it does come in two parts. Yes, yes, you mix what you need. However, of course, two-part epoxies too. When you're dealing with small, tiny bits like this, mixing winds up being a waste because by the time you get to the last piece, it's yeah, the first bit's dried up. Dang, yeah, welcome. Oh, it's 13 in Ontario. Okay, it was 15 when we left, so it's gone down. That's good. Yeah, being makers in Canada is not an easy thing. I say to American customers all the time, please, when you look at our prices, remember you're spending Canadian dollars. So for you guys, yeah, that $14 product, if you were to buy it off me for the same price I spent on it, it would be about $7. No big deal. But for us to buy it here in the first place, we're spending almost $15. So yeah. Oh, Canada. There's a lot of things we love about our country, but one of the things everyone, we're hoping at some point, those who want to be close to us understand so that we don't spend too much time talking about it. And that's we don't have free healthcare. We have expensive product. So things like taxes, things like property, things like I got glue on the battery. No. Damn it! Why can't I do any project without getting glue on myself? I swear. Doesn't matter what kind of glue. I've even burnt myself with hot glue before. Hell, the other day I cut my middle finger on the the Lexan I'm using for the wings. Yay! How much is gas up there? Depends on where in Canada you are. It's now called harmonized tax. That's right. Combine both taxes. That's right. Certain things are still only HST, which is nice, like services. Gas here in Toronto is about $1.45 a liter. So you multiply that by about 4, and you get the American gallon. In BC, our $1.45 here in Ontario. In BC, I think they're up to $1.52 if you're in Vancouver, and $1.48, 49 if you're outside of Vancouver, because they have an additional transit tax added to anywhere in reach of the transit. So times that by 4, and you got the American gallon. Yeah. But you see, again, an American coming over the border and buying gas in Canadian dollars, super cheap. come on over and gas up if you're near the border. Well, once the COVID thing freely opens the borders, that's what we usually do. It is expensive. $1.42. Yeah. Well, tomorrow when Martin and I drive off to Ottawa, we're gonna stop on the native lands because they're allowed to sell gas cheaper. They're permitted to sell gas cheaper because it's their lands. The thing with Canada and gasoline is due to environmental laws back in the late 70s, we had to shut down a lot of the refineries because they couldn't afford to switch over to the new regulations. So because of that, we ship our crude. Yeah, glue on this is no big deal. Just got all over my fingers. We ship our crude down to the United States to be refined, and then it gets shipped and sold back up to us. So we're basically buying our own oil back from the United States. We have some refineries here, but not many, because only a few can afford to make the changes. I have to make sure there is an opening. Ah, don't fall. So if I put this here, which is where the spring's going to be, I need to put this here so that I can get them in. Actually, I think I'm going to put this up here. I shouldn't put the end ones on at all yet. Decisions, decisions, decisions. I could do that. Oh, yeah, yeah, I could do that. That way I can get them in because the battery, yeah. $3 a gallon, yeah. Memphis just under $3. Some goof off to get the glue off, but after the JB Weld, I am going to be quiet. I do have glue off, I think, somewhere. No, it's Chris, it's just who I am, honey. When it comes to glue, I'm kind of cursed in this way, and I'm okay with it. I have yet to permanently stick my fingers together. When that day comes, you can all laugh at me. I am perfectly fine with that. I know exactly how I can do this to not get glue on myself, but for some insane reason, I choose not to. Um, but no, don't worry about no. The JB Weld is fine. It's just we found better ways to do it, and it has a lot to do with a lot of the small pieces, and you don't have a budget to buy 20 different types of glue, so you got to pick and choose. So yeah, all is good, Chris. All is good, especially since we share a name. Always, always good. All is always good. So I'm gonna slide that in there. I got glue on my fingers again. See, Chris, it's me. Ask Jedi Senshi there. She's known me for a very very long time. She has seen me glue my fingers together many many times. So now we have an opening that's we don't want to put it where the end is. So the first battery will have to go in and then slide into place, and then the rest slide in afterwards with the spring creating tension. Always make sure your spring is where the flat is. And see, I got more glue on myself. Yay! There was even one time I put a piece of elastic band because my test version didn't hold tight enough. So yeah, think about it. $1.42, which is what it's what Jedi Senshi is just outside of Toronto. I'm in Toronto. So $1.42 times four. So when you think about it, $5 a gallon roughly. So we're paying $5 a gallon. No to crazy glue. Oh yeah. Well, this stuff isn't that far off, unfortunately. The gorilla. I've been avoiding like putting my fingers together while the stuff dries as this cakey layer, and I'll just rub my fingers tomorrow with a little brush. I got a little scrubby brush thing, and the dead skin will come off. The glue eventually does. I use super glue on the tips of my fingers. Oh, for what, Chris? Didn't super glue come as a medical mishap? We're paying more for milk too. Yeah, we're paying more for everything. Jazzy's right. If anyone would like to come up and talk, I'm more than happy to have you up. So I'm not going to put the N1 on until I get the cork in there. Cork is also on the endangered list, by the way, folks. So I am using my cork, my leftover cork wisely. The cost of cork has skyrocketed because of that. So bend this a little tighter. I mean, this tubing was off a dollar store. Um, they called it Wizard, what was it, Wizard Sword or something like that. It's kind of like it had shring, shring, shring sounds as well as um, like lightsaber sounds. Oops, I shouldn't have put that down while it was still wet. It stuck to the cutting. Yeah, this is the way I build. Martin's a little more particular than I am. Oh boy. Helps if I have a cut or my calluses pull away while playing guitar. Ah, that makes kind of sense. If I have a cut. Oh, so it creates a bit of a ridge, so to speak, as if you have a cut. That would be gross. I actually one of our musicians for our Talk Like a Pirate Day thing the other year. It was last year, I think. Um, his finger literally exploded. He was playing so much because we didn't have one of our performers show up, and they kind of changed their mind. So I asked if he could keep playing, and he did. And yeah, there was like blood everywhere. It was like ah! I'm grateful no one in the audience faints at the sign of blood or anything like a liquid skin. Okay, it was used for medical purposes. Yeah, I'd read that somewhere on the internet. We read a lot of things somewhere. Um, Hey, I'm wondering if this point on I should just do one tube, like one length, because this will be up inside. I'm gonna make that my spring end and that my contact end. That might actually be easier. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Oh yeah, yeah, because then I can cut off the excess. Oh, that'll be much more supportive and easier to slide it up inside. Yeah. Damn it. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. I can't find these anymore either. I shouldn't have just thrown it down. Christina's not being very smart right now. Woo! I have my moments, folks. I have my moments. It's just the battery is the size of batteries, so I use battery. Okay, so I need more tape. Hey, Craig! Do this. Maybe this will also decrease the amount of glue I wind up with my finger. I think this is running out. Hang on, the other side. I will look up in a moment. If anyone wants to come on and talk, especially since I don't know exactly when Martin's going to get here, that would be great. Love hearing voices when, especially since looking down and making sure I don't glue anything to myself is primary goal here. Ah, see, I did it again. Glue, glue, glue. Trying to make this nice and tight. Martin's gonna say, "Why did you use the dead batteries of the normal ones?" Cause I'm me. Ah! Okay, come on out. Come on out. Come on out. Oh no! I may have glued the batteries in there. Oh boy. We may have a problem, folks. Okay. I like the fact that they're tight, though. That's a good sign. Hang on. I'm gonna look at comments in a moment. Okay. And then oh, got it. Okay. At least I know it's tight. There we go. This time I'm putting them up on end. So let that dry. Craig, what am I making? I am redesigning aspects of my Maleficent staff. There she is. And that was the original head. Now I made this for me, and the materials I used are not going to be appropriate for customers. The type of battery we normally use for these is not the kind of thing that I'm going to recommend to customers. So we're trying to do a redesign that A, uses standard AA batteries instead of the special ones we've been buying, and B, a more durable material for the top of the shell itself, so that we can sell them to customers, because we want to be able to say to cosplayers, come to us for convention safe staffs, because these are rubber, and I paint them up to make them look like wood and sculpt them up to look like wood. So it's been a very successful design for us. It's just there are some aspects that I would not sell to customers because it just makes them risky, and I don't like that. So I want you guys, if you're going to spend money on something, I want people to be able to spend money on something that they can use and not have to worry about breaking. Cool, thank you. And today and tomorrow are the last 2 days for the Remember Me, which is happening November 1st. And what it is once a month we have a story time, but this time the story time is a fundraiser for Monarch Butterflies. So we're going to do a Day of the Dead thing on November 1st. And if you can do $5 worth of awards, then we will ask you for a name of someone or a pet or whatever that's passed. Any award amount you get put into the draw for prize. And what that does is my brain just went, we're going to donate the money from this one to the World Wildlife Foundation, and to adopt a monarch. So this time the draw, if you win, we're going to get the package sent to you. So you'll get the adoption package. So today and tomorrow are the last chances for awards. And we will be drawing that night, or I may do the draw ahead of time, so it doesn't happen. So that night we just do stories about people, and have people share stories, and I'm gonna have a pen and some blank cards at the ready in case anyone wants to donate the $5 the night of. That's fine. You won't be put in the draw, but you see, here's some of the people already. The Red Eye is one of our sponsors at $5, and then he put in an extra 10, so in awards. So and Wendy here is Joel's contribution. He put in his $5. So we put everyone's name on these little Day of the Dead cards, and then we are going to tack them. If anyone wants to send, anyone who has done that already, if you want to send me a picture, I can also print them out. But yeah, we're gonna have a little Day of the Dead ceremony where the money this time, usually Martin and I take the money for story time, but this time it's going to go to World Wildlife Foundation Fund, and And yeah, we're going to adopt a butterfly. So that's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. Last year's was simple. We just made enough to have the minimum amount for a butterfly for a monarch, and this year we already have enough to basically go over that amount. It's $60 to adopt a butterfly, and of course anything over that is just bonus. And I think we're at about $100, if I remember, or 90 96 or something. So this time is really really special. Okay, so I'm gonna give this a little more time to dry. Meanwhile, we have our two end caps, and I'm gonna pull apart. And you guys, some of you have asked, what can I mail you? What can I help you? Some of you have mailed me some toys that I can use, and one of you mailed me some stuff that I gave to another maker. Um, this is the kind of thing, like, I mean, if you have a broken toy and there's an actual battery compartment in it, not a battery compartment that's part of the toy, because those are too hard to cut out and they get completely destroyed. I'm only destroying this one because it's my last one and I only need the contacts. Normally, we just use them in one piece like this. So if you've got something like this that's inside a toy, or it's been kicking around because you did another project, these are the kind of donations Martin and I love. Because we don't want to pull this one apart, but it's the only one we got left. Um, so yeah, things like this are great for us. Throw them in, and they don't weigh a lot, so throw them in a box, and we'll give you our PO box. It's a public address, and yeah, great. So we love things like that. Some people have said they want to give us money, but they can't afford to. Guys, they're just don't send us anything. Like, make sure that we're going to use it up, because there are other makers out there that might accept the donation as well. Um, or you can teach your kid all about electronics. How about Toys R Us? What? How about if you have something, or Toys R Us is not cheap to buy parts through. We've tried that before, and it's just way too expensive. And you're throwing out half the toy. If someone already broke a toy, well then, great. Don't throw it out. We'll use the parts. But yeah, some toys are just not usable. I mean, if you broke a lightsaber, take the sound chip out for us. Sound chip in the LED. We don't care about the body of the lightsaber. We care about the sound chip in the LED. You know, um, it's easy to put in an envelope and mail. So things like that. If you guys want to help us out that way, we're very grateful for it. You send us enough stuff, I'll happily include you in story time. Value Village or a thrift store is a good place to find cheap stuff. Yes, yes, it is. However, again, if when you stumble on it, just make sure that we're gonna need it before you buy it. That's great. Let us know. But to actually go looking is the problem. Products, a lot of the products on anything like that I've taken parts from something, is very much one of a kind. But I don't go buying parts anymore for one of a kind stuff. Let me recycle your stuff. Okay, that's the one contact. But yeah, we made that mistake years and years and years ago. We would just buy things and hope that we got a gig for that, or made things. We used to have this little market we used to go to, but it still wound up being a cost, and we had a hard time charging what we needed to charge. But when people started giving us things to make out of, and it was so much better. It was so much more financially viable. A lot of times too, if someone provides us parts for something they want us to make, like custom make, that helps. We'll knock off the cost of those materials. Um, Not the full cost, because there's time getting, as you can see, there's time getting it out of the product. So that is now technically dead. Hobby store is super expensive. super expensive. The little motors, for example, that are in like the Monarch wings, um, they were about $100 a piece, and I had to get them ordered in. No one really uses them anymore. Well, very particular types of people use them. So it's, unless you're actually making it for someone, it's not financially viable. But someone's got a little toy where those motors already exist, and someone bought them in large quantities, and that toy's going in the garbage. Just go ahead and give it to us. Like, I mean, we know where to buy these things, but it's great when people just ship things to us. Again, dollar stores. Again, if I spend $20 on something that are parts for something that may or may not sell, at this point with our finances, a little tough. All right. I miss active surplus, by the way, just a side note. Okay. So I'm putting a hole down the middle of this for the wire to go. I know it looks dirty, right? But we're not that kind of broadcast, trust me. You don't want to put too big a hole. You want it big enough for the wires to go through, but you don't want it so big that there's a lot of play space that was off center. And the other one, the spring end. There we go. LOL. She doesn't feel like it. Again, yep. Yep. But the whole point is if someone's got something they're not using and we want it. Now, somewhere amongst this cleanup is the electronics bin. That hopefully has wire in it. And we keep a lot of short pieces of wire, especially the small stuff. Before we go digging into rolls of like wire and cutting into it, and we steal off previous boards. I'm stealing off this one. Ta-da! All right, folks. Um, solder would help. Solder, solder. Oh no, solder and the little wire cutter thing. There's the wire cutter things. I love these. All right. Me and tools. Don't get in the way of a woman with tools. I think I'm going to use up this solder because it looks old. It's in horrible shape. it's in better shape. Okay. Low battery. No. Where's your tool belt? Not when I'm sitting down working on small stuff like this. Those free toys that they give you at McDonald's. They don't have the electronics and stuff in them, do they? Liars. Science. You're gonna take over, but that's a soldering iron. I don't know if you know what to do with a soldering iron. That could be dangerous for a kitty cat and soldering irons. Huh, big boy? Alright, I'm gonna pay attention to you for a minute. Everyone, this is Pippin. Those of you who have not met him yet, now you are. There's a cat in your chair. I got up. Like, I mean, since when does a cat not jump in your chair when you get up? Hmm? Hmm? Hey, big boy? You want to come all the way up? Don't! I'm trimming your claws tonight. Ah, don't ruin the chair. You move, you lose. That's right. You're gonna fall off, cat. Hey, no! No! Let's show everyone how big you are. Big boy! He's like, what? What, Mom? Nice thing about solid cats is you can just like beat up on them and he just love it. He's still purring. Ah. You want to see what? I don't know if he'll do this on the chair. You want to see what he loves? Here, can we do this on a chair that rotates? Right, ready? I got my knee against the chair. Come on, come on. Oh, this is hard to do on a chair that moves. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a lot of hair. And yes, we do tell people that, these are made in a space that has kitty cats. I should actually pull up the brush for you, mister, so we don't have fur everywhere. There we go. Okay. Okay. Not for me. No, it's not enough for you. But yes, he is Park. Thank you. Okay, Penny has started jumping on my bed and wanting attention. Nice. Nice. Yeah, he's part Bengal. Um, he's part G4 Bengal, so he's a small cat in comparison to his predecessors. But he's big for us. Big boy. Oh, right. I was going to go get a charger so my phone doesn't die. Oh, that's right. Hang on a second. I'm sure you guys can still hear me, I hope. Charger. Charger. All right. Charger. There we go, charger. Sorry about that, folks. This plug. Charging. I'll turn it up a little bit and put it down here. I don't know where Baxter is. That's a very good question. Oh, Baxter is now over there with Pippin now. So, all right, folks. I'm going to use these shorter wires that I stole from another project. Actually, maybe I'll just leave that there. Oh, that'll work. Actually, yeah. Okay. The holder thingy. These are really handy. Hmm. That's some pretty serious. Yes, I know it's a what? It's a low battery on what? Oh, my hands free is a low battery. Uh-oh. Means I won't be able to once it goes bye-bye, I won't be able to invite people on because we will get a feedback loop. Well, that was a little disjointed of me. Oops. Oh, here's another wire. What's this wire? Oh, that'll work. That wire will also work. Yeah. All right. So my hands free may die soon. To me, my microphone sources will also die. Well, folks, this broadcast may end before Martin gets back. Oh, Pippin's cleaning back there. Wish you guys could see this. Any news on Hathor? And should I delete thin question? Should I delete thin question? I'm not sure what you mean by delete thin question. No news on Hathor, but it's really up to the new person. If he doesn't want to communicate or he's not thinking about it or being an investment banker, I kind of he said sure, but I'm sure he's busy or she probably hasn't settled in, so he's scared of what to say. Don't know. He hasn't owned a cat in a very long period of time, so. So I'm gonna be okay with this. I'm just gonna, let each day kind of happen. I think I hear the front door. I think. Yes. So you guys may have to see this finished later. So, Mister, my my hands free is about to die. So I need to end it when the hands free dies because everything's going to become a vicious audio loop because the right now those microphones are not working because I didn't put them into charge. Yeah, I wasn't very swift on that front. So do you want to take my hands free and bring K9 over? Keep in mind that everything's plugged in and hot, and show them K9 before what you were doing while you were on the phone. So folks, I'm gonna move this out of the way. Yes, yes, and hopefully we can do this before it dies. Quick, 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 bunny. Okay, so that's how we'll end this is showing you guys K9. And we had cat on this chair, now we're gonna have dog on this chair. I'm writing one day at a time, yeah. Exactly. What has there? I thought he was gone. He's back. Oh, he's a lot darker than I thought he would be. Well, and uneven again too. It's okay. Can yeah, I believe it. I believe it. He's big. Can he get on the chair?
Well, he's just an empty shell right now. So there's nothing support.
Oh, his wheels are.
Yeah.
That's fine. Here, let me grab the other end. Use the chair for the middle. Keep him up. Keep him up. Keep him up. Here, where's the chair? Oh, it doesn't matter. Forget the chair.
Yeah, there's chairs doing nothing.
Forget the chair.
Ta-da.
Ta-da!
He's big.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to be
Quite
careful
impressed
that
at how
people
big he
didn't grab his ears. Um, I'm hoping to 3D print. You find me the file, even though you're in another city, and
Yeah.
send it to me. I'll 3D print it. So, you guys, you can see the comments better than me.
Mhm.
What's being said?
What's being said? Doctor Who dog. Yes.
Yes.
First the feline, now the canine. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is what Martin was working on.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is a little uneven.
Where's the dust?
Oh, it might be dust.
Spray.
Oh, wow. It's
Yeah.
that.
Ah,
Which spray is causing that? I have to wipe him down before
Yeah.
bringing him to the con because
Yeah.
I'm wearing white fur.
Oh God. Yeah.
Hi,
Give him a bit
Ward.
of a.
Thank you.
Give him a bit of a.
So that's what Martin was. We started him for Emerald City Comic Con, but we took a lot of shortcuts. And eventually, like when Martin's back home again, whenever that is, or maybe if I get the urge to, we need to put the electronics in his head and his lights and everything. Right now, he's just a shell with a remote control.
Tail.
Just waggle his tail. So yeah, so we're working on them. We're getting there. We want to find there's a particular the part that's on the basis here. Turn. There's the part here that's at the base of his tail is hard to find because it was part of a car. It was from an
It's
automobile.
a British make. It was a CV boot off the front suspension.
So we'd like to find that so that we can replace it, or do like a sculpt or something that looks enough like it that
Yeah.
that's a good temporary fix. But we want to be able to do that,
Yeah.
and the electronics for his little sensor in the front. And so right now he doesn't have electronics or anything in him, except to be able to roll on remote control. But he's big. We didn't realize how big he was until we started working on him. You like the new darker color? Okay. Yeah, that's darker than I thought it would be. That
It turned out
definitely is.
darker. Yeah. Yeah. We'll give it a little bit of a damp wipe down and get rid of the sparkly dust.
Yeah. See, so you want to put him off to the side,
Yeah.
maybe in the sewing room, but not touching any fabrics.
Oh, yeah. He's front heavy. The head.
The head always makes him front heavy. So that's what Martin was working on. You got a what? You're gonna go close the car. Well, come here. Come here. It's okay. It's our driveway. So you want to hunch down because I'm gonna end the broadcast before this ends.
Okay.
Um, Mark joined us for a little bit. It's too bad you weren't here.
Oh yeah.
That's what you
I
kind of heard.
kind of heard your end of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll have to just
Mhm.
watch him on the replay. Everyone watch the replay.
Mhm.
You remember comments can happen on the replay, and I'm gonna go like this because we have. But comments can happen on the replay, and so can awards. Awards given by the end of tomorrow night will be considered. Well, we will be part of the Remember Me. $5 worth means you can give us names of pets you've lost or people you've lost, or even groups of of people if you want to honor them. And we will be hunting you down to ask you, for the names. Any amount gets you put into the draw for the Monarch World Wildlife Fund. I didn't get to open the mold. We're gonna have to do all this stuff off camera. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Maybe the day after. I'll probably be on camera solo. But thank you. And hey, Martin. Say goodbye, Martin.
Goodbye, Martin.
So now you can disappear. Now you can disappear. Took you too long. Lost your opportunity. Still love you. Respect yourself more than anyone else can, and everything will be just fine. Self-respect, self-love. I'm going to be doing a lot of work off camera, but that's okay. I do my best always to get on camera things I have been working on, so you guys can see at least the final product type thing. But yeah, we're doing good. We'll get there. You guys stay well, stay safe, self-respect, self-love, the whole works. I'm going to be running 2 videos, the closing video and the Remember Me video. Just remember, the actual airing date on the Remember Me is not the one on the video. It is November 1st because we wound up with a convention on the originally planned date. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Take care of yourselves. Please take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Later. Thank you. You are so welcome.
a great time in Montreal. Montreal was all hardwood floors. Right? Go on, camera. Camera. Okay.
I'd like to. That's my favorite thing. That's my favorite. No. Well, look, cocktails.
How much styrofoam?
No. Way too much styrofoam. The birds are confused. It's like, what's this city doing?
Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me, don't let it make you cry. For even if I'm far away, I'll hold you in my heart. I sing a secret song to you each night we are apart. Remember me, though I have to travel far. Remember me, each time you hear a sad guitar. Know that